Good afternoon, Flosstube. I'm late again. Yeah, that happened. So sorry. So, I don't know. This week has already just kind of flown. Yesterday drug on forever. Um, but anyways, it happens. I had to work last night. I could not get things up and going. So here I am on Tuesday, January the 18th. I'm recording this video. I don't know what time it's going to get posted. I'll probably post it at 4 o'clock or for 5 o'clock this afternoon so that you guys can at least stay on the 5 o'clock train. So sorry, that's all I can say. Welcome to Stitch with Mel. I am Melissa. And it's so nice to meet a lot of you. I had a little spike in viewers this week, thanks to the Bougie Sisters claiming me as their best friend of the week, which I love. I love them. We follow each other on Instagram, and you know, we've commented and liked pictures and done the things, and I've watched their videos, I think, since the start. I can't remember. Maybe Pam and Steph. I can't remember. Somebody like introduced me to them. I was like, hey, go watch them. They're awesome, and they are. They're a beautiful set of sisters, and so I love to see theirs. And y'all, I'm horrible about commenting on videos, so please just don't think that I'm ignoring you. I promise I'm not. Because you're on my TV while I'm stitching, and so I don't think about, hey, you need to bring out your phone and comment. Yeah, I just don't. So I don't know. I just don't. Anyway, so they gave me a shout out, and then my sweet friend Chrissy, finally a farm girl from Florida, she talked about me, and I was, you know, I was humbled. I don't know. It's weird. It's just a video blog. It's, you know, I just want to have fun and stitch and enjoy y'all's company and love on y'all and give you kind words of encouragement and show you all my madness for, you know, 30 minutes or so. And that's just, yeah, that's life. But Bougie Sisters, they went back and they talked about pretty much everything. So that was touching. Yeah, I had a moment. And they recognized Aunt Donna, so that was fun. I haven't told her yet. I haven't been over there. I'm just sinusy, not sick, just sinusy. Winter weather has set in here in Northeast Arkansas. But I don't want to make Grandma and Aunt Donna sick, and so I haven't been over there in like 2 weeks. And Uncle Gary texted me yesterday randomly, and he just texted me, you know, God loves you, and like a little praying hands, and I instantly called him. I was like, are you okay? He's like, yeah, baby, what's going on? I was like, I just got your text in the middle of the day, and that's not usual. I didn't think about the fact that he wasn't working because it was a holiday. I was like, that's not usual. He's like, oh, I just felt compelled to send you. I was like, okay. I was like, I love you. So, and he told me, you know, he's out playing with the puppy, and she's not a puppy. And, he said, you need to come over. And I was like, I know, I've been trying to keep y'all well, you know, and I expose y'all to everything under the sun, because, you know, when you work at a sheriff's office, you don't think about how many people that y'all come in contact with, but the community is sick, and we're praying for them, but we come in contact with a lot of people. So, I've been trying to, you know, just keep everybody well. I haven't been working for Mom. Worked for her last night. I've got to go in today, but, you know, I'm just trying to keep the contact minimal. Not because I know that I've been exposed, but I know that I've been exposed. You know, there's no way that I haven't. Our hospital's full. People in the community are full. You know, my Facebook's full. I am still on my little hiatus, sort of, kind of. I'm back to Facebook, but my phone hates it. So it's not letting me put it back on. Which is fine, because that means I'm not tied down to it. I literally go all day work day and most of the time at nights without, you know, just stalking Facebook. So I get a lot more done. It's kind of allowed me to budget my time and see how much time I was spending on Facebook. Instagram, I'm back on. It's on my phone, but I don't spend a lot of time in there. You know, I peruse your pictures and like them, and every once in a while I'll comment just because something just really, you know, struck me. Oh my gosh, that's so beautiful. But I don't know. 2022 is just more about focusing on my health and my wellness and my mental status, and I don't need social media. I don't need the negative and the crying and complaining, and I get that a lot with. And I don't want to weed out my friends. Number one, because some of them are my customers. Certainly don't want to weed them out. But you know, when they have stuff going on with their kids, or you know, things that I want to celebrate, I want to be able to see it. Because Lord knows we don't text anymore. We just expect everybody to see everything on Facebook. So I don't want to lose all that. All right, so on with the show. This week I did a lot of stitching. It was all over the place. It was random. My goal for Red House was not met. I did get a lot done, but it was not met because counting is hard. In the name of my friend Amy, the proper stitcher, I'm stealing it. Counting is hard. She did that cross stitch. I think she's put it up in her room. I don't know if I've actually seen it lately, but I told her I was going to get it and do it too. Just a little, I think it was a blue jay or something, and it just says counting is hard. I'm off the line. You're welcome, Aunt Donna. I don't know where. I don't know how. I figure it's probably a frame trim issue, but regardless, I'm just going to show y'all. I don't have the picture. Y'all have seen it enough. I guess I'm going to go ahead and get started on what I'm showing on my whips. Anyways, so I had to take out almost everything that I did up top because I was hoping that I had just, you know, miscounted something in the process, whatever. Keep in mind, this is the first piece that I had done on 28 count. This is an even weave. This is what I started after everything. Aunt Donna was like, you're going to love it. I do love it now, you know, almost 2 years later. But I started this last year. I didn't start this 2 years ago. But anyways, so I'm gonna have to just make it happen, make it work. I think I'm just gonna be one line closer, which is not horrible. It's a sampler. It's not horrible to have one line instead of two. So this is where I am. This is Red House Sampler by Brenda Keys. Okay, so what have I done since you guys saw it last? Well, the flower pots are filled in. All the little ducks and birds are done. I didn't have Brown 300 with me for some reason. I don't know why. This whole arrangement here is done. This one down here is done. So since the last video, I've done bird, 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 arrangement, arrangement. Arrangement. This seems big. These lines and this line were completely taken out and redone. And Donna wants both of our initials down here. The pattern calls for 1. So what I think I'm going to do, I think I'm going to do 1/1. And I think I'm going to do like ML and then DC. Just kind of like make it a little transition thing. I think that's what's going to happen. Or ML go up. No, I think I'll go down. ML and then DC. That way we're kind of together, you know, in that little space. But yeah, she wanted both of our initials there, and that's fine. Perfectly fine. And then I'm going to put 2022 here. I'm finishing it this I want to finish this week. I have the weekend off. Lord have mercy. I could do that. I could have all of my house cleaned up this week because, you know, it's not a lot. I got all the laundry done the other night while I was stitching. I could do Friday night, Saturday all day, and then Sunday afternoon. See if that can happen. Because I'll record Sunday night. I am going to be on time this week. Sometimes I drink out of a straw and sometimes I drink off the cup. I don't know why. Alright, well, since I just dug on into the whips that way, let's see what else I worked on because I was all over the place this week. Did you guys see my picture of flea market flowers? I'll try to add that at the end. I didn't get a picture of her receiving it because she's not one to take pictures, but my boss enjoyed it. She thoroughly loved it. She came in, she held it up, she examined it, she looked at it. Hopefully she didn't see a couple of mistakes that I noticed at the end. It's okay. And then she said, I'm going to home to frame this. So flea market flowers is done and I was so happy. I took it off of my list of things to do. I took the sheet and marked it on my notebook. All the things. It made me happy. I caught up Temperature Butterfly through the weekend. I just have yesterday and today to do. So Arkansas is full-on winter. The other day we were put into a winter storm warning on Friday. For Saturday, Friday night. My days are just gone. I think it was Friday night, Saturday morning. Rain. Like I heard it. The wind was horrible. The wind was excruciating. The rain was blowing sideways. It was probably about 10:30 when I went to bed, which is early for me. Even though, you know, my alarm goes off at 4:30, but it was early for me. No, it was Saturday, not Sunday morning. I don't remember whatever day it was. Saturday night, Sunday morning. Anyways, yeah, that's what it was, Saturday night. Wind was blowing sideways. Rain was pounding on my windows. Turn the music up to go to sleep. I listened to a fantastic app to go to sleep to. It's called Abide. It's Christian meditation. So if you're into that kind of thing, it's beautiful. And I don't actually use the app. I use the YouTube because they have different time links. The app cuts you off at like an hour, hour and a half or something. But I can select, depending on how late or how long I'm able to sleep that night, I can select from like 3, 6, or 8 hour segments. And it plays the entire time. Keep your phone plugged up. It drains your battery. Anyway, so we were expecting the storm called for 2 inches for us, and everywhere around us was 6 to 12 inches. Like everywhere. All around us. So this storm constantly was working counterclockwise from Memphis over us and underneath. So if you're not familiar with Arkansas, but you know where Memphis and Little Rock are, the storm was moving from Memphis, kind of more like the Biloxi area, but we'll say the big rain pocket that I was always watching was at Memphis. Memphis over us and under to Little Rock, and it would twirl back around. It did that for hours. Hours. My captain texted our chief meteorologist for the local news station and said, what's happening? And he said, Ricky, I've never seen a pattern like this. It won't move. It's just staying. It was like the video to watch on NOAA radar. It was like watching a hurricane that had just stopped moving, that it was just staying in one place. But it was snow and rain. We got the rain, everybody else got the snow. I'm not mad about it. I'm not a snow person. I don't like the unsafe issues that snow brings. Just don't like snow. I like to see it. I love pictures. I love the Hallmark videos, you know, the movies. I like I don't know, I just don't like snow. Every single time that I've had to work with snow, we've had major accidents. People get hurt. People are insensitive. People are not thinking when they get out and drive on it, and they like to drive into big snow bluffs, and then our officers have to go push them. Cars are not light. It's a problem. So for those of you who are in the north and who love your snow, I know I appreciate your snow. I like to watch the movies and the videos and the pictures and all that kind of stuff. I live in Arkansas. I don't want snow. Nope, I'm not moving to Florida either. They have gators and it's hot. I like Arkansas. I used to work on a newspaper delivery route. We don't get snow here, we get ice. So one morning, about 2 o'clock in the morning, I turned on my police radio because, you know, I'm a dispatcher, so I had that. And I heard the guys screaming and hollering on the radio. They were driving down the interstate and weren't sure that they were on the interstate. The snow was so thick. This was several years ago. I called my now lieutenant, he was a sergeant back then, and I said, "Can I do my paper route?" And he said, "Well, listen, please stay home." I was like, "Yes, sir." So I called my boss and I was like, "We can't deliver in this. Like, there's no way." Another time, I drove out on ice. We had freezing rain, which is stupid to drive in. We had freezing rain. We had ice all over the roads, and I was slipping and sliding the entire night. It was the scariest night. That route took 6 hours. It was a 2-hour route. So, snow and ice, don't like it. I do not like winter. It's pretty when you're a kid and you're able to stay home and you're able to, you know, not have school days. As an adult, it's not practical. All right, temperature butterflies. All that to say, I worked on temperature butterflies. Some of you are gonna hate me after this. Please don't unsubscribe. I promise I'm not always, you know, on a rant about snow. So this is what theoretically it could look like. Like, I'm excited about this just because I know that this is different patterns for different areas. So Stitching Mommy, this is so fun. I think we started following each other this week because I tagged her on the last one, but this is fun. I love this. So I'm doing it on white Ada 18 count, and I'm using the temperature butterfly very key. So this is what that key looks like, just in case you're curious. So she's got, I think it's, yeah, 3 degrees differences. And so you just go down and you find the temperature for the day, and you find what DMC you're going to use, because I always use DMC. And so that's how you tell. And this is where I am. I believe yesterday's and today's will be here. So it's looking pretty. She's going to be a dainty little butterfly. So I was excited to get that work done. I really thought that I was going to have more variant by now, but Arkansas. I think it's supposed to be 58 today. And then this weekend they're calling for more snow. Who the heck knows? Okay, so I got in a mood last week. I told you I was doing this. I said I need winter in my house. We're almost through January, and a lot of people that I watch have already decorated for Valentine's Day. So I'm kind of thinking, Aunt Donna, we probably need to do all of my heart pillows this weekend. Can we do that? She just got new floors, y'all. Her whole house. It's been a madhouse over there. I feel so horrible for not helping them. She's got brand new floors laid. They have a gorgeous German Shepherd, but traction is her issue on the floor. And so she's actually ended up hurting her thigh and hip area. So they put down new floors. It's got some texture to it. I haven't been over there to see it yet. I can't wait. Anyways, so yeah, they're getting the last of it done today. So I'm so excited for them. I don't know if she'll have her house together by this weekend, but if you do and you feel like doing pillows, we need to do pillows this weekend because Valentine's Day is in like a month. All right, so this is what I decided to do. Winter's Peace. He's a cute little snowman, even though I don't like snowmen or snow. I like snowmen. It's designed by Teresa Miller of Teresa's Primitive Treasures. It's 103 high and 111. Nope, 103 wide and 111 high. And that's what I've gotten started on them. My Friends. This is 40 count even weave in the color Neptune by V Stitch Me. This is the first time I've ever done a 40 count at all. It took a few minutes for my eyes to adjust. I was watching somebody, maybe I'm watching Bougie Stitchers, and I said, do I really want to do this? And I was like, yes. Yes, I do. So it's a small piece. We're going to see how 40 count goes. Tons and tons and tons and tons and tons of us use 40 count. So I'm not mad about it. It's something different and it's not big. I started on Cross Stitch Nation. This feels old now, just because when I started watching Flosstube, tons of people had this as their opener. And so I wanted to do it. Who was the last person I saw? I think Sunshine Stitchers has it in their opener. Anyway, so I wanted to do, I'm sorry this isn't in color. I don't know why it's not in color, but it didn't happen. So I got a good little start on the middle girl. This is being done on 18 count Ada. This is some of the stuff that my sister got me. I don't know that it was witched, but it's not bad. My problem with my bigger projects right now is the Ada is so coarse. I had gotten used to the even weave and how, light and easy it is to hold. I mean, this stuff will like touch you. So, but I only do the big pieces at home. I don't take them to work. It's too much. There's room at work, but when you got people around and whatever, it's too much. I didn't get to stitch all weekend like I usually do at work because I was swamped with actual work stuff. So I have some responsibilities I have to take care of on top of just dispatching. So I didn't get to stitch this weekend. I got stitched yesterday or Sunday. Sunday I stitched all day. And this is what I'm fixing to show you. Sunday I stitched from 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. With several interruptions, but mostly phone calls. I think we only had 2 calls, actual calls. But I was happy to be able to stitch for that long. So this is what I worked on. Baby got back stitch. Super fun. So fun. I love how fun this stitch is. And I think the reason that it's so fun is because it moves so much. I don't carry behind it because I'm using red. I just don't want that to risk transferring through. I don't know that it would, but I don't want to risk it. I'm doing this on pewter 14 count Ada. I was making sure that was the color it was. And I got a page done. So I posted that I got the page done. So fun. Look at all the little motifs. So yeah, I was enjoying that. Now it's sister pieces. I'm crazy and did them on different materials, and so I haven't gotten as excited about getting it. I think if I could get them started, I would be fine. One is tiny. I can't remember what I put it on. And it's something I just have to do at home in the right lighting and everything. So, but yeah, I was excited about that. I got a page done. That made me feel accomplished for the week. Could I have done more if I hadn't done so much other stuff? Sure. But what's the fun in that? Alright, this is a new start. Stitcher's Resolution. This is another one by Beth Twist. I'm just finding I love her work. Beth, we should be friends. Oh wait, we are as of this week. This is an easy stitch. It just has to get done, and this is one of my course pieces that's a problem. It'll definitely be interesting framing. I wish I had done it on something soft, because I mean I could really throw these stitches down. So all of these little borders here are just easy, you know, lines, and so I got a whole line done. I started it at work and ended it last night while I was watching a message from Sunday, because I didn't watch a certain preacher that I watch, and so that's what I did. So that's fun. The words above it, I think, will be next, just because I want a good, you know, launching spot, and so I'll have a sentence in. Oh, for those of you who don't know what it says, this is funny. It says, when in doubt, always buy more linen and thread. Grandma, keep your mouth shut. Shh, it's okay. Number 2, stitch all day and absolutely no housework allowed. That'd be Saturday. Number 3, always start a new project before the last one is finished, requiring a return to number 1. And Donna, this is why I do what I do. I thought that was hysterical. That's done on sandstone tea-dyed Ada. 14 count. I think it's a piece I got from Cut Quarter Shop. Joop. And then I worked on Crossword last night by Long Dog Samplers. This is just beautiful and fun. I'm doing this on 18 count Ada. This is from Amanda Lee, my sister. This is a big piece of material, of course. And so I got to my first square. That's what I wanted to do. My goal was just to get to my first square, so I did. It's beautiful. I love the thread selection that I did. I was a little worried when I got it because it was a hint on the purpley side, and that wasn't what I wanted. But putting it on the material, I love that blue. Love it. So that's just going to be slow going, you know, sit down once in a while, work on it. It's not something that I'm focused on for any particular thing. I just love it. I was even thinking last night, I was like, where am I going to hang this? I don't know. I theoretically have a lot of wall space, but then again, I don't. So, because I don't want things to be cluttered. But, yeah. I'm commandeering my daughter's room is what I'm doing. Last but not least, this is a new start this week. This is going to be a surprise because I did not have this on my radar. I had never looked at it. None of it. I don't know what I was doing. I was watching somebody or something, and I just decided to go on Etsy. I think I was thinking about a Martin Luther King piece, honestly, but I can't remember. Anyway, so this thing just kind of came across, and I texted my best friend who I had done a piece for before, and I was like, would you want, where is it? Oh, I have a picture? This piece, and he said, absolutely, I'll put it in my office. And I happen to know that his favorite colors are red and gray. And so I chose a rust 32 count Murano card. That's from Hobby Lobby. That's some of that material that I got when I first started my Flosstube. They didn't know what was going to happen with it. And so that's what I started it on. But look at that. Isn't that cool? So that's what I'm going to do for his office. And it's not going to be huge. But this is how far I've gotten on it. I was going row by row, and then I was like, I need a border. So I just decided to make a border. I haven't bordered his mouth or his other ear yet, but I just decided to do the border thing last night because I was like, I need something to work inside. So that's moving pretty fast too. I don't know when it'll be finished, but he has no deadline, of course, because it's a gift. So I loved it. Can't wait to get it done. And it says, if you couldn't see, protecting, strong, hardworking, supportive, giving, teaching, loving, and then it's got king in the middle. So, love it. All right. That's my whips this week. I have a stack of them behind me. I feel like maybe this weekend I could set out a schedule. I think I'll work for Mom some. Daddy's got an appointment, so Mom won't be at the office, so I'll see what I have to do. If y'all don't understand my work schedule with my mom, it's just pretty much as needed. Like, I do certain things. So, it's not a full-time job by any means. Anyways, I think I could maybe set out to touch everything for an hour. If I did, I don't know, 12, 16 hours on Saturday, like if that's what I decided to do, especially if it's going to be snowing, I am not going outside. So, yeah, if I set out to do like 12, 16 hours on Saturday, and then, I don't know, 8 hours or so on Sunday, because we'll have church and stuff, and then whatever I have on Friday, I think I had, for my whip parade, I think I had, what, something like 35. I could potentially touch every single whip for an hour. We'll see how that goes. I'll post something on Instagram. If I do it, I'll post something on Instagram, like a schedule or something. That'll be fun. Okay. Now, last but not least, I downloaded a few frees this week, and for whatever reason, I forgot to print everything except one. Fox and Rabbit decided to do a freebie for Laura Duet for her birthday. That is Brenda and the Cereal Starter. So this is beautiful. All of these little motifs are things that she loves, and she was steady finding new things every single time that she looked at it. So all of the initials mean things. All of the little symbols mean things. So that's pretty. It's on Fox and Rabbit Designs. Go download it. They ask that you donate to some type of charity or something, just in honor of Laura for her birthday. So yeah, go do that. So I'm thinking about joining the starting in February, I have a stitch along with Chrissy, but I'm also thinking about joining the winter, what is that called? It's an online retreat done by Colorado Stitchers. It's the camp. That's what it was. I did the camp last year, did not succeed, but I'm thinking about joining the retreat just because, you know, just to have fun and post pictures and stuff. I'm definitely not going to finish anything, but it is a monochromatic scheme is what she wants you to do there. So you could do, you know, whatever. I don't have anything except crossword and that thing, Laura Duet, that's in mono right now. I don't think so. I don't know. I may or may not. My glasses are running down today. Sorry. You guys are just like seeing the top of my glasses on my eyes. Okay. So, that being said, that's the end of the show. I hope you guys have a fantastic week. Lots of stitching gets done. Staying warm happens. I think today's high, like I said, I think it's supposed to be 48 or 54 or something, but right now it is feeling like 28. I think it said on my phone a while ago when I looked, so it's not about it. So I found this quote and I wanted to share it because I need to hear it a lot myself. So I want to share it with you guys, and I want you to take it to heart that I mean it. Even though we don't actually know each other, we're all family. I feel like this is just one big floss family. So, you know, when we all get together one of these days, wherever that should be, StitchCon, wherever, you know, I feel like we will just embrace each other as the sisters and brothers that we all know each other to be on the internet. So, you're enough. You're so much more than enough. You are strong. You are unique. You are needed. You bring to this world things no one else can. You are perfect exactly as you are. You deserve the best. You are worthy of love. You are beautiful inside and out. You have always been and will always be enough. I love you. I hope you have a beautiful week. I can't wait to see all your things. Please tag me or send me messages. Either way. I'll see you next week.